The Second World War had ended, but the world it left behind was deeply divided. Nations began reshaping borders, alliances, and the future of global power.
The United States emerged as one of the most powerful nations in the world.
At the same time, the Soviet Union expanded its influence across Eastern Europe.
Soon, the world began separating into two powerful camps. Western nations aligned closely with the United States.
Eastern Europe increasingly fell under Soviet political control.
In Germany, the city of Berlin became a powerful symbol of this growing divide.
Trust between the former allies slowly disappeared.
And thus began a new kind of conflict, known as the Cold War.
By the late 1940s, the world had begun dividing into two powerful political alliances.
In 1949, the United States and its allies formed the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, known as NATO.
NATO was designed to protect Western Europe through collective defense.
The Soviet Union responded by strengthening its control over Eastern Europe.
The divided city of Berlin became one of the most dangerous flashpoints of the Cold War.
In 1961, East Germany constructed the Berlin Wall to stop citizens from escaping to the West.
The wall quickly became a powerful symbol of a divided world.
For many people, the Cold War was not just political. It separated families and lives. By the early 1960s, the Cold War had transformed the world into two competing superpowers. After World War II, nuclear weapons quickly became the center of global military power.
The United States had already demonstrated the devastating power of atomic weapons. In 1949, the Soviet Union successfully tested its own atomic bomb. Now both superpowers raced to build more powerful and more advanced nuclear weapons.
Intercontinental ballistic missiles could now deliver nuclear warheads across entire continents. Submarines carrying nuclear missiles added another layer to the growing arms race.
Both sides developed systems designed to detect incoming missiles within minutes. Within 2 decades, thousands of nuclear weapons existed across the planet. The fear of a sudden nuclear conflict shaped global politics for generations.
The Cold War had become a dangerous balance of power built on nuclear deterrence.
As tensions between the superpowers grew, their rivalry began spreading across the world.
Instead of fighting each other directly, the United States and the Soviet Union supported different allies.
These regional conflicts became known as proxy wars.
Superpowers provided weapons, training, and financial support to their chosen partners.
Each side hoped to expand its influence while preventing the other from gaining ground.
For many regions caught in the middle, the Cold War brought instability and hardship. Both superpowers expanded their military presence across oceans and distant territories. International diplomacy struggled to contain the growing competition.
By the 1970s, the Cold War had become a truly global struggle for influence.
The balance between these two powerful nations would define global politics for decades.
By the 1980s, the Cold War had lasted for nearly 4 decades.
Leaders on both sides began searching for ways to reduce tensions.
Across Eastern Europe, people began demanding greater freedom.
In 1989, the Berlin Wall finally came down.
For many, this moment symbolized the end of a divided world.
In 1991, the Soviet Union officially dissolved.
After decades of rivalry, the Cold War had come to an end. The end of the Cold War reshaped the world and opened a new chapter in global history.
Several Eastern European countries moved away from Soviet influence.
Inside the Soviet Union, major reforms were reshaping the country.